Iran will remain a neighbor of the region, and we have to all work together. The international community has to work together to bring this crisis to a conflict. But we reserve the right to protect our interests, and we will use every tool to put pressure on the Iranians to stop this conflict and to stop destabilising the region.
So the UAE has been directly affected by Iranian missile and drone strikes in recent days. How would you describe the situation on the ground right now?
Well, it's been challenging. There's absolutely no justification for the blatant attacks by the Islamic Republic of Iran on the United Arab Emirates and the region, who have incurred attacks. But I must say our air defence system, our multi-layered air defence system, has performed incredibly well with really high interception rates. Our institutions are functioning. I look back to a previous crisis, the pandemic, where the UAE doubled down, its institutions strengthened, and we came through this stronger. Our objective with this is not to expand the conflict, but to contain it. And our leadership have invested heavily and are resilient and resolute. And the UAE, I believe, will emerge as a more attractive destination as we come through this.
You will be at pains to stress that at the moment, given the situation and I suppose the threat it may pose to tourism long term. Can you just explain at the moment what you're experiencing on a daily basis? Because yesterday the UAE intercepted 6 missiles and 131 drones over the territory.
Well, as I said, our air defence system is incredibly robust, and we have been dealing with this barrage of attacks incredibly well, with high interception rates. The UAE, our objective is to contain this conflict, not to expand it. Institutions are functioning. Life is continuing. As I say, if I look back to a previous crisis, the pandemic, the UAE actually came through stronger from this. So first and foremost, the safety of our nationals, our citizens, all nationals that live with us in the UAE. And we have proven that we are able to do that and will continue to do that.
So how do you rate today and assess the UK response? Has it done enough to protect the region? We've had criticism from Cyprus, from Bahrain and also other Gulf states. What is your assessment of that?
The relationship between the UAE and the United Kingdom is an incredibly important and strong one. The length of history we've had together, the strong economic ties that we enjoy together today. The UAE is the largest trading partner for the UK in the region. We have a big investment program into the UK. So this is a really important relationship. And we value the support and coordination the UK has given to us. But in times of crisis and challenge, and in times of war, we always welcome more support from those close friends and allies.
When you talk of more support, what kind of support could the UK be providing that it isn't?
So we welcome the support. This is a really important relationship. We welcome the support and coordination that's been happening with the United Kingdom. And as I say, in times of great challenge, and as the United Kingdom would expect for us, we're a really important economic partner with the UK. And so any further support is always welcome, as they would expect from us.
And that support so far, what would you give it out of 10?
So I think our focus is on dealing with the conflict at hand, containing it, bringing this to a conclusion. And I think the UK is an important partner as we navigate this crisis.
When you talk about bringing it to an end, there is speculation now, and I'm just wanting to get your take on this, that this may actually, to try and bring some pressure on the US administration to bring this to a more timely close, that Gulf states may start withdrawing their support for sporting events. It may affect deals that Trump has made with the region. How do you see that, and what is under threat in your view?
Our focus is on containing this conflict, and Iran will remain a neighbor of the region, and we have to all work together. The international community has to work together to bring this crisis to a conflict. But we reserve the right to protect our interests, and we will use every tool to put pressure on the Iranians to stop this conflict and to stop destabilising the region.
What is your position on the war, though? Do you support the US administration in what it is doing?
At every juncture, we have sought a negotiated settlement. We have sought de-escalation and dialogue. And we will continue that path, but we reserve the right to protect our territory, our people, and ensure the safety of our own nationals, the other citizens, some 240,000 British that are in the United Arab Emirates today. And we will continue to do that. The UAE has performed incredibly well and will continue to do that. And we know how to navigate such crisis, and we will come through this stronger.
How long do you think the conflict could last? How can it be contained?
Our immediate concern is ensuring that we have air defense systems which are performing incredibly well, continue to perform, but we also look for channels and avenues in which to de-escalate this crisis, to call Iran into a sense of bringing this conflict to an end, that this is no approach that we should have, and we will maintain that course.
It's having an effect. The airport's been closed. There are real impacts here in Dubai. Are the Gulf states speaking with one voice?
The Gulf states always speak with one voice, and we will continue to do that. We have flights from the UAE yesterday and today, over 100 flights will depart and return to the UAE. So we are taking all steps to support in repatriations, in getting people home, but also the reason why we can't resume full schedule. Our carriers, Emirates and Etihad, are resuming partial incremental schedules, but the reason we can't is because Iran is attacking us, and we will only operate, our airlines will only operate within operational and safety requirements and be able to get people back to their homes safely.
And you talk about trying to keep stability within UAE. How long can your air defences keep defending where you are?
Air defence is the preparedness that has been demonstrated by the UAE with our multi-layered air defence systems will be there, will continue to be there to protect our people, to protect the expatriate nationalities that live with us, and that will remain there. It's part of our security, the security of the region, and our leadership have prepared for this. They've navigated other crises before and will continue to do so.
And in terms of how this may escalate, Iran has said it will set fire to ships in the Strait of Hormuz. How can that be contained?
Our objective here is to contain the conflict, not to expand it. And that's where our focus is, ensuring the safety of our people, ensuring the safety of our region. We'll be working with allies and partners for that common aim.
And on that point, though, to contain against that kind of threat, what can be done?
I think it's, our focus really is on protecting the territory of the UAE, ensuring the safety and security of our people. And we will be working with allies and partners across the region to protect the safety and security of the region.
To come back to something you said before in terms of you always need more support, what kind of support would you welcome from the UK?
Well, it's not for me to really comment on the details of that, but as I say, this relationship is an important one. We share deep economic ties with the United Kingdom. We're an important economic partner. We have over 240,000 British nationals there. We welcome the support and coordination they've provided to date. I think in times of such challenges, friends and partners need to support each other even more, and we would welcome that.
You say 240,000 nationals there. How many people are trying to leave at the moment who perhaps have been on holiday or perhaps are deciding, expats, they may want to leave the region for the moment?
I think you need to speak to residents of the UAE and understand the commitment they have to the country, a country where their children are there, they go to school, their careers have prospered. And the UAE people that visit, that live there, understand that. And I think that's the views that you should really be taking, and that will remain. People see beyond crisis, and I think that's the important thing in a country like the United Arab Emirates. They see beyond crisis because they've been with us during other crises for COVID, and they understand the authorities are doing all they can and have the most world-class systems to protect the infrastructure, world-class infrastructure, but also the safety is provided, and that will continue. And that faith and belief is there in the UAE, and it's being proven as we speak, hour by hour, minute by minute.
We heard earlier an anecdote about how fighter jets had been necessary to escort a civilian aircraft leaving the region. How often is that happening?
I don't have technical details for such operational details for that, but I think the UAE will take all measures. I wouldn't want to comment on articles and that, but all measures to ensure the safety and security of. It's a very fluid, dynamic situation at the moment, and so. But one thing that's paramount is that we only national carriers and the General Civil Aviation Authority only operate within the safety and operational requirements of what they're able to do.
Okay.
And Iran should stop attacking us, and then we can resume full capacity on these flights.
Really good to have your thoughts this morning. Thank you so much for joining us from London. That is the UAE's ambassador to the UK, Mansoor Abulhoul.